Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Midday News on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Anthony Momodu. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Niconsat. In response to mounting opposition, President Bola Tinubu has started sending emissaries to the northern elite to clear the way for the passage of the tax reform bills. Sources in the presidency said Tinubu was also consulting with the political class for the support on the bills. An official who spoke on the condition of anonymity because he was not authorized to speak to the press on the matter said what he knows is that the president has been consulting with some of the northern elite at individual levels and has as groups even before the holidays. The federal government has allocated a total sum of 7,940,323,192 naira to the Defense Industries Corporation of Nigeria in the 2025 appropriation bill to revamp the nation's arms production capabilities. Established in 1963 to manufacture weapons locally, DICON's performance has being repeatedly questioned as Nigeria continues to rely heavily on foreign countries for arms and ammunition. Successive administrations have promised to revitalize the cooperation, committing significant funds to boost domestic production of weapons. Some senior lawyers in the country have disagreed over the prosecution of judges who were recently recommended for compulsory retirement for falsifying their ages. The National Judicial Council, under the chairmanship of the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Kekere-Ekun, in a statement on 15 November, disclosed that two heads of the court had been recommended for compulsory retirement over age falsification. The Chief Judge of the Imo State High Court, Justice T. Chukwuemeka Chikeka, was recommended for compulsory retirement. Similarly, the NJC also directed the Grand Kadi of Yobe State, Kadi Babangida Madi, who had three different dates of birth, 10 December, 28 January, and July, all in 1959, with the actual date of birth being 1952, to go on compulsory retirement. The Commander 211 Quick Response Group of the Nigerian Air Force, Owerri, Air Commodore David Bello, has restated that NAV's commitment to the welfare of its veteran in Imo State. Bello stated this at the 2024 Base Socio-Cultural Activities and Chief of Air Staff's Pali, organized by the NAV in Owerri, the state capital, on Saturday. The commander, who thanked the veterans for their years of dedicated service to Nigeria, assured them of continued protection and cooperation. He said that the social-cultural activities were aimed at further strengthening civil-military relations, especially with NAV's host communities. The governor of the governor of Enugu State, Peter Mba, and his Anambra State counterpart, Professor Charles Oludo, have praised President Bola Tinubu for his commitment to the development of the Southeast region. Following his official visit to Enugu, Tinubu's visit, said, underscored his administration's focus on regional development. During the visit, the president commissioned several projects executed by Mba, including smart green schools, rural roads, 150 patrol vehicles fitted with AI-embedded surveillance cameras, and Type 2 primary healthcare centers, part of the ongoing construction of the 260 such centers across the state's ward. Other projects inaugurated included the International Conference Center, upgraded urban roads in Enugu City, and a state-of-the-art command and control center. President Bola Tinubu has said his administration will complete the Eastern Rail Line connecting Port Harcourt in the oil-rich Niger Delta to Maiduguri in northeastern Nigeria. Tinubu gave the assurance during an interactive session with Southeast leaders during his official visit to Enugu State on Saturday. The special advisor to the president on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, reviewed this in a statement titled, President Tinubu, Eastern Rail Line will be connected and completed, and Anambra Basin will receive development support. The Eastern Rail Line project aims to reconnect and expand the existing narrow gauge railway connecting Port Harcourt and Maiduguri. And still in the news, respected Nigerian pastor and gospel minister Natal Bassey has been invited to minister at the presidential inauguration prayer breakfast of U.S. President-elect Donald Trump on January 20, 2025 in Washington, D.C. Punch Metro's reports that the event, a non-governmental and non-political gathering, will be hosted by Reverend Mary Turner ahead of the swearing-in ceremony of President-elect Donald J. Trump and Vice President-elect J.D. Vance. The renowned gospel artist from Akwa Ibom is no stranger to the United States. In 2024, the mayor of Albany, New York, declared October 6 as Pastor Natal Bassey Day in the city. The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, has announced the rationing of power supply for Abuja Electricity Distribution Company's customers in parts of the Federal Capital Territory between January 6th and January 20th. TCN General Manager Public Affairs Ndidi Mba made the announcement in a statement in Abuja, saying that the rationing would be due to the authorities' road dualization project along the Apo axis, but assured customers that power supply would be restored as soon as the towers relocation and cable stringing were completed. Abuja Electricity Distribution Company had announced an impending power interruption in parts of its franchise areas between January 6th and 21st. Ondo State chapter of the All Progressive Congress APC has described the death of the secretary to Ondo State government, Tayo Oluwatoyi, as a colossal loss to the state. The state chairman of the party, Ade Adetimiyi, in a condolence message, said the sudden and untimely passing of Oluwatoyi has left a great vacuum in the state and party. Similarly, Ondo State government, through its Commissioner for Information, Wole Akinsotu, stated that the late secretary to Ondo State government was a dedicated public servant whose unwavering commitment to administrative coordination, policy advisory, and implementation had a significant impact on the state, noting that the government of Ondo State extends its deepest condolences to the deceased's family, friends, and associates during this difficult time. President Bola Tinubu has paid an official visit to the Oba of Lagos, Oba Riwan Akinolu, at his Iga Edungoron Palace, a site rich in culture and tradition. In a statement shared on X by the president, he praised the virtues of traditional institutions and their leaders, noting that traditional institutions play very vital roles in shaping the society. President Tinubu disclosed that during the visit, they discussed the role traditional institutions play in shaping the society and how they can improve on their role as partners in governance and development, emphasizing the importance of leveraging traditional values in building a cohesive society that promotes prosperity for all citizens. The Nigerian Air Force on Saturday said it acquired 12 additional fighter aircraft to boost the operational capabilities of the force. The new additions to the NAV fleet include 2 King Air 360i light transport aircraft, 4 T-129 ATAK helicopters, and 2 Augusta Westland 109 Trekkers and 4 DA-62 surveillance aircraft. Chief of Air Staff Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar stated this during a parley with NAV veterans residents in Kaduna. Abubakar added that moving forward, the NAV is poised to take delivery of 24 M346 fighter aircraft and 10 additional Augusta Westland 109 Trekker helicopters from Italy. The Nigerian Army has embarked on an ambitious project to plant 1 million date palm seedlings, with the initial phase starting at its farm in Giri, Abuja. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, represented by the Chief of Special Services and Programs in the Army, Major General Henry Wesley, began the planting with 5,000 seedlings at the farm. Oluyede said the project was part of the Presidential Directive on Agriculture to boost food production in Nigeria through initiatives such as exploiting army farms and ranches. The Kebbi State Police Command has confirmed the death of 2 police officers during a gun battle with the Lakurawa bandits who invaded Fulani settlements in Natsini village along the Agongo-Akangiwa road. This was contained in a statement issued by the command's public relations officer, Nafiu Abubakar, stating that the assailant rustled an unspecified number of cows during the attack. The statement noted that a team from the police Safer Highway Patrol, upon receiving the distress report, rushed to the scene and engaged the bandits in a fierce exchange of gunfire, but the bandits were eventually forced to flee into the forest with gunshot wounds, and the police successfully recovered some of the stolen cattle. Former governor of Sokoto State, Atahiru Bafarawa, has alleged that notorious terrorist and bandit kingpin Bello Toji had mobilized his men and launched attacks in communities along the Zamfara-Sokoto axis, calling on the government to intervene. Reports have indicated that Toji, whose relatives were allegedly detained by the security operatives for alleged terrorist act, issued a 1st January 2025 deadline for his relatives to be freed. A local in the affected community had told journalists that Toji and his men had since launched attacks on the communities, particularly those in Shikamfi local government area, causing hundreds to flee to supposedly safer locations. The police command in Jigawa has confirmed 9 persons dead and 4 others injured in a communal clash that occurred in the state. The police public relations officer in the state, DSP Lawan Shisu, confirmed the incident in a statement issued to newsmen in Dutse, stating that the incident occurred at the Gulugulu village in Miga local government area. He explained that the incident occurred after residents of the village discovered that a shop in the area was broken and goods looted by unknown persons. Imo State Governor Senator Hope Uzodimma and his wife Chioma Uzodimma have celebrated a decade of marital bliss. The special occasion took place at the Government House Chapel in Owerri, Imo State capital, with a holy mass presided over by the auxiliary bishop of Olu Diocese. In attendance were senators, governors, and other dignitaries who came to honor the couple. Global Television correspondent in Imo State, Amarachi Ibe, tells us more.
It was a moment of joy and thanksgiving as the governor and his wife celebrate the occasion in an atmosphere of love and gratitude. In his sermon, the bishop emphasized the importance of love, unity, and faith in sustaining a successful marriage.
If you have a child, telling that child, you are bad, you are bad, you are bad. Yeah, but then he sees, okay, since mom says I'm bad, let me be bad. About that child. If you tell that child, you are going to do well, you will do well, you do well, you do well, then that will spur him or her up to do something better. We can change our story about our people.
Governor Zonima expressed gratitude to God for the gift of his wife and the journey of their union, thanking the guests for their presence and support.
Marriage is not easy. The Bible telling us, wife, respect your husband. Husband, love your wife. It's very easy to say, but it's not very easy to keep. But in my own, today, my wife can testify. I've done my best to keep to this biblical.
Lagos State Governor Senator Adams Oshomole spoke on behalf of the governors and senators present at the event.
I can clearly see that it's been a happy journey, a one that truly God has blessed, God has endowed, and we're grateful that we're witnessing, or we have witnessed today's event.
I think Governor Hope, NNPC need people like you as maintenance officers so that their turnaround maintenance will not be on and off. You will be sustained, continuous, and renewed. Because anybody who saw you in the church, and even now, Madam, my brother did try.
The celebration was marked by the cutting of the anniversary wedding cake, music from different artists, and other performances that graced the couple's exemplary marital life.
Can I have O?
Oh!
A V?
V!
And
Governor Zodima's 10th wedding anniversary serves as a testament to the enduring power of love and unity. As families, friends, and well-wishers celebrate this milestone with them, it also highlights the importance of strong family values in leadership. From Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
And still in the news, former President Olusegun Obasanjo has faulted the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited over the recent invitation extended to him to tour both Port Harcourt and Warri refineries, describing it as disrespectful. Reacting to the invitation through his media aide, Kehinde Akinyemi, Obasanjo said such an open invitation was disrespectful to his office and person, noting that the oil company had not sent any formal invitation to him as of January 2nd, 2025. The NNPCL, following an interview during which the ex-president recounted failed efforts to privatize oil plants in the country, had, through its spokesman Olufemi Soneye, invited the former president for a tour of the Port Harcourt and Warri refineries. You're watching a live broadcast of Midday News on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. When Midday News returns, Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum suspends subsidized petrol at 600 naira per litre for farmers. We shall bring you those details as well as foreign, business and sports stories right after the break. Please stay with us. Welcome back from the break. In business, oil marketers under the auspices of the Petroleum Product Retail Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria have charged the federal government to privatize government-owned refineries, encourage competition, enhance transparency and accountability, and invest in infrastructure to improve operations in the downstream sector of the petroleum industry. They specifically asked for the privatization of the 125,000 barrels per day Warri and Kaduna refineries. The marketers also called on the government to enforce local content development, enhance the effectiveness of compressed natural gas in 2025, and tackle petroleum product smuggling. The traders further asked the government to prioritize access to crude oil and provide an 100 billion naira grant to rescue 10,000 businesses affected by subsidy removal. There are significant indications that prices of premium motor spirit, popularly called petrol, may crash further this year. Experts noted that petrol, which currently sells at between 900 and 950 naira at many fuel stations across the country, may have its price further crashing to as low as 500 naira a litre in the course of 2025. Stakeholders say the likely drop in prices of petrol in 2025 is premised on the strong downstream sector prepared by the deregulation policy of the federal government. Industry players believe other reasons for the price drop include stable foreign exchange policy, price competition, naira for crude policy, and the coming on stream of the Port Harcourt, Warri, and Dangote refineries. The federal government has allocated 132 billion naira to support farmers and farming activities in 2025. These allocations are disclosed in the 2025 appropriation bill forms part of a broader plan under the National Agricultural Development Fund aimed at tackling poverty, low productivity, and limited access to resources which have long hindered agricultural growth in Nigeria. The fund, signed by former President Muhammadu Buhari in October 2022, is established to drive economic and agricultural development and serve as a critical vehicle for financial support and policy implementation. Meanwhile, Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum says the state government will subsidize the cost of petrol to farmers in communities affected by insurgencies. Zulum announced the subsidy in Bama town when he flagged off the distribution of farm inputs to over 5,000 farmers hitherto displaced by Boko Haram insurgents. According to the governor, a litre of petrol sold between 1,000 and 1,200 in Maiduguri will be subsidized to the farmers at 600 naira per litre. The Central Bank of Nigeria has again clarified that the 1,000 staff members who opted out of service in December 2024 were not forced to quit their jobs. The CBN Governor Olayemi Kadaso stated this in Abuja at the investigative hearing of the House of Representatives ad hoc committee probing the circumstances leading to the exit of the staff members and how the sum of 50 billion naira severance package for the affected persons was arrived at. Kadaso, represented by Deputy Director Corporate Services of the CBN, Bala Bello, added that the affected persons opted to disengage through the voluntary early exit program with payment of full benefits. In a move to simplify immigration process and address key concerns, New Zealand has announced several changes to its visa and employment requirements. These include removing wage threshold for AEWV and SPWV roles, reducing the experience requirement for migrants, and introducing new pathways for seasonal workers. The experience requirement for migrants will be reduced from 3 years to 2. This ensures migrants are sufficiently skilled while addressing key issues raised during consultation. And moving to the foreign scene, local authorities have reported a fire at a vegetable market in North China killed 8 people and injured 15. Kwezi District People's Government said after the blaze in Zhangjiakou City, northwest of Beijing, the injured have been taken to hospital for treatment and are currently not in life-threatening danger. The district government added that the fire at the Lukwon market broke out around 8:40 a.m. local time and was extinguished after 10 a.m., although the cause of the blaze is under investigation. Russia has announced that its air defense systems intercepted 8 United States-supplied armed tactical missile system and 72 drones. These milestones, known for their 300 kilometers range, were authorized for Ukraine, used by the outgoing U.S. President Joe Biden last year, a decision the Kremlin described as a significant escalation. The Russian Defense Ministry also reported capturing the village of Nadia in Ukraine, eastern Luhansk region, one of the few remaining areas under Kiev's control in the region. United States President Joe Biden will award the Presidential Medal of Freedom to 19 honorees, bestowing the highest civilian honor in the United States to entertainers, sports stars, politicians, and diplomats. The White House said in a statement that among those to receive the honor from the outgoing U.S. president are singer and activist Bono, basketball legend Evan Magic Johnson, and longtime fashion editor Anna Wintour, football superstar Lionel Messi, actors Denzel Washington and Michael J. Fox, and fashion designer Ralph Lauren, among others. And let's slide into the world of sport. Nigeria's Kazim Abdul-Salam has been selected by the Confederation of African Football CAF as one of the center referees expected to officiate at the 2024 African Nations Championship CHAN, a biennial continental tournament meant solely for African players plying their trade in their countries. Various local national leagues. Abdul-Salam was the only Nigerian referee listed in the 65-man roster of officials released by CAF on its website. The tournament, the 8th in the series, is scheduled to hold in 3 countries, Tanzania, Uganda, and Kenya, from February 1st to February 28th, and would be the first edition co-hosted by 3 different countries. Paris 2024 Olympics 400 meters finalist Samuel Ogazi has been added to the World Athletics testing pool following the latest update by the Athletics Integrity Unit, AIU. The 18-year-old Ogazi distinguished himself at the Paris Olympics running inside 45 seconds thrice to reach the final on his first attempt at the greatest sporting fiesta in the world. Ogazi, who is the reigning African under-17 200 meters and 400 meters champion, thus proved himself as one of the athletes at the highest level of the sport of track and field and is now one of the 9 Nigerian athletes who are considered to be at the highest level of athletics. Super Eagles striker Omar Sadiq has completed his move to Valencia, joining from Real Sociedad on a half-season loan deal. Valencia confirmed the loan signing of Sadiq in a statement on their official website and social media platform as it announced Valencia CF has reached an agreement with Real Sociedad for the signing of Sadiq Umar until June 30, 2025. Sadiq joins the Los Che on a temporary basis, but prior to his time at Sociedad, he spent 3 seasons at the UD Almeria, where he scored 43 goals and provided 13 assists in 84 games in all competitions. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and on StarTimes channel 276 and free to air on Nikon Start. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen using @Global TV NG. I am Anthony Momodu. Thank you for watching.